and happy December to you. Now my other channel, Brothers of the Sword Productions, has another video out titled Shugburl Inscription Decoding on Shepherd's Monument. This is one of the world's top uncracked ciphers that I believe I've cracked. And if you're interested, the link is down below in the description box. Now you have a reading that is really strong. You have a lot of major arcana cards that are commanding this reading. This is saying that you're on the cusp of some long-term changes. Now the rune that you received is Tiwaz. This is about their god of war, law, justice. But the Norse had a really good sense of balance for law and justice. And the funny thing is the Justice card is right underneath the Tiwaz card. This is saying that your goals and your destiny and fate are in the balance. And you're also looking for balance in your life. But here it's saying that you can't have deception. You have to be honest and straightforward if you're going to make any headway in your life, for these long-term goals anyway. This is about wielding the sword of honor, having the courage to have honor and dignity while you're finding this balance with other people. This is a time for you to be a good leader, have some leadership skills for within yourself and leading yourself into the right direction, as well as communicating with other people. The Justice card is pointing that sword right up to Tiwaz to say, find that balance. Find that law. The law of gravity, or the law of whatever that applies to your life. For you to find something that brings harmony into it. But you see, though, you have the Wheel of Fortune with the Justice card. So it's saying that this is the season, the cycle, the time for you to come forward with this justice and honesty. This isn't the time for denial. But let's go up and take a look at the Minciati card first. You have sight. This is that guy put together. And you know, you could be seeing something actually in real time, but I'm feeling like it's more of a vision. There's going to be some visions coming into your mind, putting things together. Visions are a good thing. I had people ask me once in a while, how do you do it? And I say, I see things in my eyes. And it's not in dream time, although I dream quite avidly. It's that I see things in my eyes even during the day. This card doesn't necessarily mean intuition, but the guides are saying, yeah, there's some intuitive things going on that you're going to have to be in touch with. Make sure you're seeing the reality of this intuition, connecting with it, bringing it into your sight. If you can do that and start steps in your mind, it's going to become a reality, this vision of yours. Now, the overall energy cards that you receive is Death and the Star. Wow, what a combination. How great. You're in a transformation. You're transmuting. You're changing into something different. You're the cocoon that's opening up into the butterfly. And the Star, bringing in new things, prosperity, hope. But it's saying here that you have to do some things. You have to move on in this transformation for this hope to come a reality as well. This is a spiritual connection going on here. That's what I was saying about the vision with the sight card. I think there's going to be a really strong connection between your spiritual guides and what's going on with this transformation in your life. You know, the Death card is wanting you to bring closure to some things. Put some things in perspective and get rid of some things that no longer are serving your life anymore. You know, it's time to clean out the closets. You know, we've got the December solstice coming too. This is a big change in the season of life. We've got some things going on with Mercury too that, you know, it was retrograde in Scorpio the first week in December. And then it's going to be in its shadow period. So make sure that your communication with people is very concise. Make sure you don't go out and buy a bunch of stuff for Christmas either at that time. Because you'll end up taking it back or being unhappy with it. Or if you give it to somebody, they'll be unhappy with it. This first half of December is going to be a time to recheck things and make sure things are in a row so that things will go smoothly. Because I think otherwise, if you don't, there's going to be some misunderstandings, some lost in translation somewhere. And on top of that, Venus is going to be in its shadow period too. So, you're going to have to review your values involved in this. And that's applied to the Justice card with the Wheel of Fortune too. It's all about your values, what you value. What you had valued now has little value to you. You're finding that out. There's some changes going on. And the cards in the center for what is or can be yours, receive the Six of Cups and the Eight of Swords. Something's been holding you back. Normally we're our own worst enemy, and we hold ourselves back. We can escape at any time, but we don't want to. We want to stay in a rut. But you know what the rut has been is your past, because you have the Six of Cups there. This is the card about your past and recollection. But hopefully maybe somebody from your past is going to walk into your present to hang around in your future. Or on the flip side, somebody in your past is going to have their comeuppance coming because of the Justice card back there. Or maybe you. Maybe you're just making some reconcile about what happened in your past. And that's going to open up the Wheel of Fortune for some opportunities. Some very fortunate opportunities in your future. If you can leave things behind with this Devil card, or the Death card. Actually, you do have the Devil card in the future, though. That's going to be some type of denial. And also maybe some lack of honesty that you're going to have to be real careful. But let's go back to the cards for yourself and self-awareness. You have the Queen of Pentacles and the King of Wands. Wow, you're way up there in the echelon of your desires. You have a very mature attitude towards your desires. And if you utilize the Queen of Pentacles for what she's worth, she's saying to make realistic goals. She's about realism. Setting these realistic goals then has you not disappointed in the end. If you go into something with these preconceived ideas, a lot of times you're disappointed. Even if you succeed, you're disappointed because it didn't happen the way you had preconceived it. Now your first future card is the Ace of Swords. It's saying, it was a rough road to get to where you're at. And with that Eight of Swords up there, I can imagine there was some rough roads. You hanging on to some things that you shouldn't have. But the Death card is forcing you out of that swords and being trammeled by them. It's time to move on. And the Ace of Swords is saying, even though it was a rough ride to get to where you're at, it's time to start over again, some new things. And don't hold vengeance and revenge in your mind about some things that happened in your past. Bury the hatchet, bury the sword, move on. It's saying if you don't, you're going to have that Nine of Swords. That's up above the Ace of Swords. And it's saying, you're going to have some regrets. You're going to be in some type of morass if you continue feeling this resentment from what happened in their past. And the denial, too. There's a lot of blame game coming on somewhere. Somebody's doing it to you, or you're doing it to somebody, or you're doing it to yourself. Oh, it was everybody else's fault. And if it was your fault, well, then you're in denial. No, I didn't do that. My hand didn't do that. But here you have the Empress. She's telling you that there's a renewal coming in, a new harvest. This is a sign of Venus, too. A lot of things are going on with Venus. Let's see. Oh, Venus went direct November 16th, but she's in her shadow period until the middle of December. This is another dividing time, the middle of December is. That then you're going to feel more refreshed the second half of December than you did the first half. If you get a chance, go out and look at Venus in the morning star. She's at her highest illumination right now, bringing in some insight into what's going on, but she wants you to enjoy earthly things. You know, the earthly desires that are being brought in by the King of Wands back there. He is about your desires, needs, and wants. Make sure you're putting them into some type of perspective. And how nice, the last card you received is the Three of Cups, the card about celebration, about you achieving something or ascending into a higher self. And I think this is about your higher self and the transformation that's going on within you. But you know, it's not going to happen in completeness or into a wholeness until you bring it in with your surrounding and get along with the people in your surroundings and finding the balance between your surroundings, you and your inner self and your psyche. And I wish you happiness, acceptance, and peace.